Hey guys, I'm sorry I haven't put up a video in a long time. I just haven't found the motivation to what to talk about ever since I put up the Digimon Crest review. But today, actually, after getting a couple comics, I was actually motivated to actually make one because I'm liking the direction that they're taking. The two comic books I'm referring to are the Green Lantern of the new DC comics, and the Green Lantern and the animated series comic. I'm liking the direction that the two are taking so far, especially the Green Lantern one from the new DC universe. Specifically because, as evidenced by this ring, and evidenced by that staff, in the Indigo Tribe is actually my favorite of the Indigo Lantern cores. And so when I noticed that they were wanting to focus more on them in the story arc right now, I was worried that they were going to make them, I don't know, not as cool, but just not as not true to their nature in a way. Like they get their power from the emotion compassion. So I was wanting to see what direction they were going to take, because all the other cores kind of had more of a background, a little more at least, than the Indigo Tribe. They've always been the mysterious ones. And so far in Green Lantern #8. They've actually started to, they elaborated more than what they actually said. Some of the actions taken by the Indigo Lantern Corps themselves, and some of the things that Hal Jordan saw, show evidence that actually the Indigo Tribe seems to be. Oh, and right now, if you don't want to hear anything, if you haven't read the comic book, then I'm not going to spoil it for you. So just go away now. But so far, it seems like that the Indigo Tribe is actually, they used to be criminals or evil people or people that just were forsaken in a way, and that they were saved by becoming Indigo Lanterns, by purging everything else and only embracing compassion. They became the Indigo Lanterns. Like near the end, it suggests that Indigo One used to be the mortal enemy of Evelyn Sewer, and that he saved them. He saved them. Essentially he was their founder, and he saved them. So, in my opinion, from what it seems like, he created the Indigo Tribe as maybe an alternative to killing evil people in the universe. Because in the beginning, they're trying to force the Indigo Tribe is trying to force Sinestro to become an Indigo Lantern, because I think they view him as a threat in a way. Like, since he's done bad stuff before, and they see him coming back to becoming more powerful, and spreading his influence around. Even though he's a Green Lantern, they just don't want him to go back to being a Yellow Lantern. So I think they want to force him to become an Indigo Lantern, because as an alternative to killing him in a way. That's what it's looking like so far. Because especially if you look at the last page of the Green Lantern #8, it shows Sinestro has become an Indigo Lantern, as well as behind each of the lanterns that you see, you see a past vestige of themselves, and all of them look mean and violent. So I think that the Indigo Tribe was created in a way as an alternate to being killed by either people who are forces of good or people that just don't like you. It's an alternate way of dealing with evil people, and that's actually an interesting way of taking the Indigo Tribe, because compassion, that's already suggests that compassion is one of the rarest emotions ever. So instead of having rings search out to find new people, why not force evil people to become Indigo Lanterns? This is an interesting direction to take. Now you can always take into account. Now you can always start arguing like, oh, what about free will and all that stuff? But at the same time, if someone's not really going to change, or if they've been ultra violent and you don't want to risk them doing any more damage, and instead of killing him, they become a pure Indigo Lantern without any, doing any evil things. Isn't that a better alternative? I don't know. I'm gonna see what happens in the next issue. It's gonna be part 3, and hopefully it'll be good, and it'll be and maybe my theory is right. And the way it's going, it seems like it's gonna be right. The other comic that I wanted to mention something about was the Green Lantern animated series comic book #1. I have #0, and #1 and #0 kind of disjointed, because you kind of have to have watched the TV show in order to kind of get why this story is going on right now in #1, because #0, it kind of was like a prequel to the not really a prequel to the show. It was interesting how they did #0. But anyway, they show the captured Red Lantern being able to just take on and off his ring, which is not what is able to happen normally with Red Lanterns. You know, if you really know the Green Lantern universe, you know that Red Lanterns, if they take off their power rings, they die, because the Red Lantern is essentially their life force. It's what's driving them. Everything, their rage is driving them, essentially. Without the rage, they die. So since the animated series is a kid's show, I guess they didn't want to include that aspect of it. I mean, I thought that they were going to start including that when I watched the first episode of the animated series, because when they took the ring off, that one Red Lantern, he kind of passed out. So I guess it was a shock to have it taken off, maybe. But I thought they were going to go down that, maybe, like, not say they die, but say they lose their strength or something. But I don't know. It seems like they're not going down that avenue because they don't want to show death in a kid's show, or I don't know. It's interesting how they deal with that, because a lot of shows do that. I remember in Digimon, they edited out the death scenes to make it seem like either the Digimon that Mayotasmon sent back to the digital world, that was in the English version, but in the Japanese version they died. So I don't know. American cartoons have an aversion to showing death.